is rooted here too. Choose the power of personal. First Security. Bank better. fsbank.com, member FDIC.
Summer in Arkansas means long days outside.
Whether you're headed to the lake, playing 18, or firing up the grill with friends, summer in Arkansas keeps you moving.
And with all those summer activities, you're going to need a beer that keeps up.
And that's where Yingling Flight comes in. Just 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs, brewed for people who like to stay active and still enjoy a great-tasting beer.
Make Yingling Flight part of your summer plan.
Yingling Flight, the next generation of light beer.
T.G. Yingling & Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Enjoy responsibly.
Yeah, see, this is what the Chuck and Bo Show is.
Down south, a handshake means something, and we let our actions do the talking. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm is rooted in Southern tradition and grit. Southern-born and raised and Arkansas-based, Brad Hendricks is named a Mid-South super lawyer year after year. So for car and big truck wrecks, medical malpractice, wrongful death, bankruptcy, and Social Security claims, his law firm produces results. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Southern roots, serious results.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, we will see sunny skies, slight chance of a shower or storm. Our high temperatures today will be close to 100 degrees, mainly clear, low 70s tonight. And then we're not going to be as hot on Wednesday. Lots of sunshine, upper 80s to low 90s, mid to upper 80s on Thursday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Green Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936.
You will never find a boring old burger at Art's Barbecue and Burgers in Fort Smith. Try the Wild West Burger, topped with a hotline, jalapenos, and Art's hot sauce. The Brisket Burger, with tender brisket and caramelized onions on top of their hand-patted burger. Or the famous Art Attack, with house bacon, smoked ham, an onion ring, and a fried egg. There are 10 different burgers to choose from, and they're all $1 off every Saturday. Art's Barbecue Burgers and more. Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
The Arkansas Department of Transportation reminds you there is zero tolerance for handheld devices in highway construction zones, which are hands-free by law. And always slow down when you see orange barrels. Help us keep road workers and drivers safe. We all want to get home at the end of the day. Just remember, slow down, phone down. It only takes a second to change your life or someone else's. This message from the Arkansas Department of Transportation, the Arkansas Broadcasters Association, and this station.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 46 days.
I'm not sure that his riding horses was part of the recovery protocol that his surgeon had in place. But hell, John Wayne rode after he'd been shot. He turned out all right.
Certainly hope our fan base hasn't cooled off. So whether it's the grocery stores being fully stocked with mustard, or our sports stores making sure that they got reinforcements on the golf balls, hopefully Knoxville's ready for his arrival.
Ryan's done a really good job. When he was at Memphis and I was at UCF, had familiarity with him, and then his track record since I've left there, he's got familiarity in the footprint, smart, organized, and he's gotten his guys to play at a really high level.
Why do you think you can win big here? This is going to sound like I think because of me, to be honest. Because of me.
Live from the Bud Light Studios, produced by Christian Johnston.
With Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
This is The Morning Rush.
Well, Tommy, Big C, I don't know about you, but that was an enjoyable Monday here in Tampa, Florida at SEC Media Days. We're live at Radio Row thanks to the Stadium Shop on Razorback. You heard a couple clips there that we're going to get into as we get off and running this morning. But, Tommy, I thought each coach kind of had something entertaining, something that I enjoyed listening to yesterday.
Yeah, Hypo invoking violence yesterday. So,
yeah.
I mean, that was interesting, and not doing it really with a joking tone at all in his voice. Drinkowitz doing what the dork coach does. And then I thought Venables, while he's always straight and to the point, was made a great case for OU yesterday. Will Stein, I don't know. You'll have to tell me more about Kentucky.
Well, that clip of Because of Me that Big C put in our open this morning, I thought that was an interesting answer, because that is a thought for a lot of people in Lexington. You put so much time, so much investment, and so much focus into that that basketball program, and football in a lot of cases feels like it gets pushed to the side, but he evidently thinks he can win football games at Lexington, Kentucky.
All right, day 2 underway. SEC Media Days in Tampa, presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback next to Baum Walker in Fayetteville. Today it's Auburn, Georgia. That's the teams there this morning. South Carolina, a team on Arkansas' schedule, as well as Georgia and Auburn from this morning, and Vanderbilt. All 4 teams today. There's a Razorback tie because of the schedule, so we'll focus in and I guess hear from Alex Golish. And a little bit. You think Georgia's going to be any good? Are they going to get any votes at all for SEC preseason champion from the media?
Oh yeah.
You think Georgia's thought of highly at all?
Yes.
I say facetiously.
Facetiously. Smart is right now, so we'll go to him at some point here in this first segment. But yes, I would think, Tommy, that it's going to be thought Georgia and Texas in the championship game, and one of those twos. There'll be some sprinkle of LSU. I don't know how many other teams are going to get. You think A&M, Big C?
They might.
You think
A&M?
Alyssa's nodding at me. So no, I'm curious. One of the guys we're sitting next to pointed something out. A&M guys only played one top 8 team in the SEC last year. So, and they lost to them in Texas. I think they were top 8. No, they lost the 2 consequential games of their season when they lost to Texas and Miami. So I'm curious for Mike Elko, who went on a really good run last year, including beating Arkansas, no surprise.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious if they can take that next step with Marcel Reed under center and when it ends up happening. But I like the tie-in that you mentioned today with all 4 teams that Arkansas will play and Golish, Smart, Beamer, and Vanderbilt. You think about the storylines for each of those. New head coach like in Fayetteville and Alex Golish in Auburn. Georgia, 3 straight years without a national championship. Can Smart get the guys back on top? South Carolina, this is Beamer's final year. How many games can he make it through? Will he make it through this season? And then Vanderbilt, was it all Pavia or is it more Clark Lee? We're going to find out a lot this season. Lee's already here. He doesn't speak. His media rounds don't get going until 2 o'clock today, but he's here early trying to do the PR for Vanderbilt, and that's a game you'd love to be able to sneak in on the road in Nashville later on in October.
Yeah, and one of those swing games. We've been talking about, can you avoid the pitfall of 3-game losing streaks this year?
Yeah, that's a good.
And you're going to have to win some games, likely a game or 2 on the road in the SEC in order to do that. I think that's one of the crucial things this year, just to keep hope alive, to keep you from getting in a place where I don't say let go of the rope, but think, all right, more of the same old, same old. 3-game losing streaks create that sentiment amongst the fan base. North Alabama, then Utah, then Georgia and Tulsa. That's a place where you should be 2-2 after 4. It's those stretches where, all right, you're probably not going to win, at least according to FPI and common logic at A&M, but you get Tennessee at home. FPI doesn't give you a great chance, but it's better than some of the other road opportunities. Can you beat a team like we heard from yesterday in Tennessee? Or if you lose to A&M and Tennessee, can you go on the road and beat Vanderbilt? Because that would help you avoid that 3-game losing streak. Yep. Missouri, Auburn, South Carolina. One of those games is certainly winnable, I think, at least from the very early onset view of it. So I think that's really as difficult as the schedule lays out with the teams that are on it, it also lays out in a flow and a manner where I think you can avoid those long stretches of losing game after game after game, and we know it better than anyone after what happened last year.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't know. We don't want to have to go through that again. All right, set up for this morning. We'll get back to some of what was in the open and some of the things that were said in SEC Media Days. Bruce not going to be with us today. He'll be back next week. Do you still? I'll lead this to you. Do you still want to do the best defensive ends, or do you want to save it for next week?
I am prepared. I can go either way. Well, okay. I guess we'll base it on what Kirby Smart has to say here in just a second. We're brought to you by APAC and Standard Materials Group. 479-587-3300 is the number to call the crew at APAC and Standard Materials Group. Top quality aggregates. Every job site needs rock, sand, gravel, ready-mix concrete, and asphalt before you're done. Whether it's a big commercial job or you're finishing out a residential project, APAC has you covered. 479-587-3300 for APAC and Standard Materials Group.
All right, let's listen to Kirby Smart, head coach of the Georgia Bulldogs.
Position that the senior veteran coaches across the country take. Okay. Now with that,
I need that question again.
A little dirty.
Well, talk about the landscape however you want, but how does it impact a coach's ability to produce a program, basically, especially when you don't know what's going to be going on in 3 years or 3 months?
Yeah, I don't know that we knew that 10 years ago. We didn't know what was going to be going on 3 years. It's changing more rapid, yes, okay? But what wins football game has not changed. Has the role of the head coach changed? If you want it to, it can. You can be as involved in offense, defense, and coaching and remove yourself from all this changing landscape, or you can dive over here and spend your time over here in the changing landscape, try to navigate it better and let your coaches coach. Each coach has to decide within their own program what they want to major in, because you cannot sit back, let's call it 8 years ago, 6 years ago, pre-COVID, I would say, and say that I'm just going to do this. Okay, I'm going to focus on this and just do this. You've got to be able to wear multiple hats, more than I ever imagined, okay? But you got to choose which hats you want to wear the best. And maybe that's dictated by the strength of your staff, right? Like if you've got really strong continuity and coaches and X and O's and schemes and recruiters, then you go focus on the relationships with the players. You go focus on maybe raising things with donors. You have to choose what you want to, and I think that's the strength of our program. I'm not afraid to change what we need to change to be successful. And if I need to spend more time with one player because he plays harder and less time with the offensive staff or the offensive coordinator, the defensive staff, or the special team, I'm willing to do that. I don't have an ego that says you have to do it my way. I want to hear how you want to do it, and let's find the best way. But what I am worried about is what kind of product do we put on the field in terms of physicality, toughness, all those things, how we practice. That's non-negotiables for me. The landscape piece, that's kind of over here on the side. And if you get really lost and caught up in landscape and you're constantly arguing and fussing and complaining and tweeting and doing all that, guess what you're not worried about? What matters. And we're going to worry about what matters first at our place.
Coach will go back in the section in front of me about 3/4 of the way back.
Constitution, Coach, you've won the last 2 SEC championship games, and yet there's a perception that maybe Georgia's not where it used to be because of the college football playoff. How do you put into perspective your conference success measured against how people are now evaluating college football based strictly on the playoffs?
I don't know that I can put that in perspective. I'll leave that to you guys. I think you forget that we also lost to an SEC team within the playoffs. So it's another tribute to the fact we won the SEC because we beat that team, and then we won the SEC championship, and then we turned around and lost to an SEC team that was a really good football team and obviously one of the top 4 teams in the country, especially at the end of the year with the way they were playing. So I don't get hung up a lot on just the finish. I like to look back and say, okay, what did we do well in those games, and what did we do poorly, and how do we improve on it? That's no different than I do week 5, week 6, week 7. So I would love to see, and I don't make it as an excuse, but I would love to see the flow of the season go like a football, a week to week, maybe a bye week somewhere in there, but a continuous thing. No sport that I know of shuts down for 25 to 30 days between performances. And, we have not had our best performances when we needed them most. And I don't want to blame it on that. I would love to see the flow of a season be like, okay, which team is the strongest continually playing and going week to week? And we've got some opportunities to do that in the future. I hope we can get to that point. But the format we play with now is great. I have no problem. When it was a 2-team format, I was part of it. When it was 4-team, I was part of it. You can always argue the opposite, especially if it doesn't go your way. That's not who I am.
All right, that's Kirby Smart at the main microphone, SEC Media Days in Tampa. Ty's back with us. Interesting point. I think one of the great debates that Kirby brings up right now in the sport is the flow and the schedule of when you end the regular season, when you play your conference championship games, and then when you actually begin the playoff format. Because we have seen it. Indiana's the only team that's bucked it, that has said, listen, a bye week's not going to bother us. He's not making excuses, but he is, Indiana's the only team with the bye that hasn't fallen victim to that.
2 years, 1-7.
Right.
It's pretty wild.
At some point, it's not just a trend, it's a law. It's a theory. It's more than a theory.
Yeah.
It's an actuality. And I think that's one of the things that the stakeholders of the game have got to figure out, because it's it's ruining the test to determine the best team because this is not a sport where you are used to that length of a layoff.
Good point.
That length of a bye. And trying to reignite the engine that got you to where you're at.
Especially,
it's a disservice to the teams, to the players, to the fans of those teams, to put them in this boat. And I think he brings up a great point there that, expansion's part of how you do that. But the more you expand, I think you've got to figure out how to eliminate the buys completely, even though TV doesn't want these games that could end up 57-7 in these opening rounds.
Well, in addition to that, because I definitely think that's something they've been looking at and are going to continue to look at. I thought the rematch. So you've had rematches between Alabama and Georgia, like SEC championship, national championship. I think about that LSU Alabama rematch from 2011. But you're going to continuously see teams that have played in this league in the regular season or in the SEC championship that'll meet again, and I know we've seen that happen in more often in basketball just because the number of games. But I personally don't mind seeing rematches as long as it's a good game. But that's going to be something the SEC is, I would guess, deal with. And Tommy, you know how hard it is to beat a good team twice. In football,
it's not the rematch that I agree. Great rematches don't bother me. Now, they bothered LSU when they played Alabama in the championship game in Mercedes-Benz. They couldn't cross the 50. But other than that, I think they're great for the sport. But it's the layoffs that Kirby's talking about. The evidence of, like we said, 1-7 in Indiana, the only team that could figure out a way around that trend. Hey, we're brought to you by Arts Barbecue Burgers and More. Best burger in town if you're in the River Valley is at Arts Barbecue Burgers and More. Hand patted, and they got a variety of them. And I'm telling you, just the burger with cheese is great. Anything with bacon is awesome, and then it goes up from there. The Art Attack that's got the fried egg, and it's got the ham, and it's got the onion ring, and everything you want on it. They got the brisket burger that I like where they chop up brisket. They also caramelize onions and put that on top of one of their hand-patted burger as well. It has a tremendous explosion of flavors. And every Saturday, Arts takes $1 off all burgers, so you can get a burger, fries, whatever side you want to go with it, for just $9.99 on Saturday. That's Arts Barbecue Burgers and More, Rogers Avenue, 2 doors east of Lowe's in Fort Smith.
If I sound a little weird this morning, I told Alyssa this. Tommy, allergies for what I can't remember the last time I've had not an allergic reaction. That's a bridge too far. But I've been sneezing nonstop since I got here. I don't know what the deal is with Florida air or whatever. There's something that's causing a trigger or whatnot. But it's just one of those things. It's kind of like hiccups, man. It's just hard to prevent a bunch of sneezing when it's.
Because you don't have your planner.
It's because I don't have my planner. Should have. I haven't taken allergy medicine or Zyrtec or Claritin or any of that stuff in a while. But honestly, I might end up going to buy some.
It's usually a sign of drinking too much.
Oh, somehow, some way, you were going to twist a perfectly normal complaint.
I'm just saying that's it's not maybe not in your case, but in a lot of cases.
I was in bed by
staying
9.
Up too late.
I was in bed by 9:15 last
Usually
night.
them allergies, you pick them up from the mold that's in the hotel bar.
Yeah, have not been yet. Have not been. I did. You were kind of joking earlier. I want to go back to the one of the clips we played in the Open. So Josh Heupel, and he had some good things to say about Silverfield, which we can get to coming up. But it was funny. Like he was. You kind of mentioned his demeanor a little bit earlier. So he gets asked about the LSU game. It's in Knoxville. It's a big game. And here's what he said about Lane Kiffin coming back to town.
Lane Kiffin made his return to Knoxville in your first year as a head coach. Things got a bit spicy. Do you think that fan base has kind of cooled off? And what do you expect in November when LSU comes to town?
Certainly hope our fan base hasn't cooled off. So whether it's the grocery stores being fully stocked with mustard, or our sports stores making sure that they got reinforcements on the golf balls, hopefully Knoxville's ready for his arrival.
And first off, Heupel's very dull to begin with. He's a good college football coach, but he said that in like the most serious tone.
Oh, he did.
It was funny.
Even his facial expressions didn't look like, hey, this guy's kidding.
Yeah.
There wasn't a grin on his face as he was saying it.
Mm-hmm.
So interesting. Now I await Lane Kiffin's response.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
his rebuttal.
He's
gonna
back at him.
Yeah, he's going to have one. I think, and guys and gals, why is that important? What What's the week before they come to Fayetteville? So they finish out LSU, tough schedule this year. They finish out the season in Knoxville and then in Fayetteville. Now, obviously, the latter is unfortunately not going to be as difficult, I wouldn't think. I hope I'm wrong about that. But that's how they close out their season.
All right, let's punt this week on the Pradco Pyramid of Power. We were going to do top SEC defensive ends. We will hold that same category for next Tuesday when Bruce can join us, and I know he's done all the research, so we'll hold off on that. Be sure and visit Bruce and his team inside the Bass Pro Shops in Fort Smith. It's at the Pradco store. We can customize any lure that's there. Plus, they got blanks that you can design with your own colors, your own message, your own everything. A lure of your choosing. They make great company gifts. If you want to hand someone out an item with your company name on it, you can do that. If you want to put happy birthday or happy anniversary to a loved one, you can do that as well on any of Pradco's lures. So check it out. It's just a $3 upcharge, too, so it's not like a really expensive deal. It's at the Pradco store inside Bass Pro Shops in Fort Smith. You could put Morning Rush 20 years on it and have a Morning Rush lure.
You know, Big C, I saw on our B-Bar, which is the software we play clips out of, and Big C has made the 7-minute montage of the 20 years of the Morning Rush.
It's not entirely 7. Some of it's music trailing off.
Okay.
But
All right.
It's about 5-ish minutes.
Let's go. Well, I talked
20 years reduced down to 5.
I told
I tried to get the best 5 minutes I could get.
Was
I
there 5 minutes worth getting?
Yeah. There was more. There was more.
We'll have some of the former Morning Rush hosts and co-hosts that jump on the air with us. Might even get an old producer or two as well. So yeah,
I was texting with David when the news came out yesterday. We were going back to New York City for a basketball game. I sent that message on to him. He was fired up.
Let's go.
And looking forward to reuniting again with my our good buddy. You've met him. He's a great dude,
Great guy.
David Fuchs, who lives in New York City. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's that'll be fun. You should because that's not you wouldn't be with it being a Tuesday night. You wouldn't miss one of Dylan's games. So you should go to that game.
Oh, I've already booked my room.
You already got it. There you go.
What do you mean?
LaGuardia.
Should I go? I mean,
LaGuardia.
Thanks, Dad. I am going.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you don't get out of the house enough. I was telling people, I've had several people ask, like, Stats, who we're going to have tomorrow. He's in his 30th year in SEC Media Days, and he was like, "Where's Tommy?" I was like, Tommy elected to stay home, and I've had a couple other people.
I wanted you and Alyssa to have a great time, you know.
Well, that's
2's the perfect number, 3's a crowd.
Yeah, I appreciate that, but you've had a couple.
And I had to go back to NNI Center yesterday for my one last post-operative checkup.
No glasses.
See any here? No.
Yeah, you're
no
not.
Glasses,
I'm looking at
no
at
safety
you.
glasses. And I read that because they give you this deal. All right, cover your left eye. Read the smallest line you can read. Read that smallest sentence you can read. I read it 20, 12 and a half out of each eye.
And that's good, right?
That's better than 20/20.
Upgraded, baby.
So now, Eagle Eye Tommy here. So
now I really can't do anything wrong because you'll catch it.
I was at 20/30 before. Now I'm at 20, 12 and a half. That's pretty good.
Let's go. As we've had listeners text in, now we won't miss any more calls.
Well, for 2 years, I guess.
I didn't get a judgment upgrade. I just got a vision upgrade.
Oh, man. Well, that's good news. I still want you to whip out the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Kurt Rambis glasses.
I've saved them.
Okay.
I'll put them here in the studio. I'll save them
every once in a while. Just pick a random day to come in with them and wear them.
Yeah.
So we'll have that. We can definitely have some fun with that.
All right, if you're planning fall stays in Northwest Arkansas, we've been talking about games and home games. North Alabama coming up in 46 days.
Yes.
I'd say with a question mark, 46 days. The Georgia game coming up in early September on like the 10th. You don't want to miss these weekends, and you want a great place to stay. That's why the Inn at the Mill is there for every home weekend. Book your stays now. Call Jennifer right now. As soon as we get done with this segment, 479-443-1800. Put that number in your phone. I have it in my phone because anytime I need a room in Northwest Arkansas, I call the Inn at the Mill, and it's handled quickly. Big, oversized, spacious suites, convenient location just off the Johnson exit. Easy peasy with the Inn at the Mill. Online, innatthemill.com, or 443-1800 for the Inn at the Mill.
She's a big Dr. Pepper fan, so if you bring a Dr.
She
Pepper,
is so great.
She'll love you. Hog Update's next.
Live at SEC Media Days in Tampa, Florida. Our coverage of SEC Media Days is brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback next to Baum Walker, the largest and best Razorback shop south of the North Pole. Whether your needs are for tailgating, game day, man cave decorations, and dorm room stuff, it doesn't get more Razorback than the Stadium Shop. Local, family, alumni owned and operated. Shop online at shoponrazorback.com.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Kevin Hart here to tell you all about Taco Bell's new jalapeno citrus salsa. Hey guys, I kind of feel like you're chopping off my head a little bit. I'm the money. Don't forget that. It's spicy, balanced with a sweet and tangy citrus touch that makes everything taste even better. And the best part is it comes with. I kind of still feel like you ain't got all of me. The best part is it comes with anything on the Cantina menu. So you better try it before it's gone.
New jalapeno citrus salsa, the sauce with more main character energy than Kevin Hart.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
If your Razorback closet needs an upgrade, the University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you are looking for, only at Roback.com. They have brand new Arkansas hoodies and polos that are selling fast. Go to Roback.com to check out their new apparel. That's Roback.com, RHOBACK.com. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they love the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
So I had pain in my feet for a good 20 years.
It felt like I was standing on marbles.
Something wasn't working with my feet. Was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis.
If your feet aren't comfortable, the rest of the body suffers.
So I went into the Good Feet store and bam. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support.
You put in the arch supports. To me, it was almost miraculous.
It really brought me back to being able to be me.
I can run, I can walk. This is not something that you could solve online.
Reclaim the good life with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good feet, good life.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for...
I'm Tim Shepard. I'm running for Washington County Judge. People come to Washington County for a reason, to raise a family, build a future, and enjoy the beauty of a place we call home. No matter how long you've lived here, we all want the same things: safe communities, responsible growth, and leaders who get things done. I'm Tim Shepard, and I'll work every day to keep Washington County the best place to live, work, raise a family, and call home. I'd appreciate your vote November 3rd.
Paid for by the committee to elect Tim Shepard, Washington County Judge.
I'm Wendy Howerton, and I'm running for circuit judge here in Washington-Madison County. I've been practicing here for 20 years, representing people just like you, and everyday matters. It's going to be justice for all. Everyone there is going to have a voice, and all those people who don't have a voice, they're going to have one in my courts. And I'm going to apply the law evenly, impartially, like it should be. I'm here to protect all your constitutional rights, because they've never been more important than they are now.
Paid for by the Howerton campaign.
Let me help you grow your business with the power of radio and digital marketing working together. From radio advertising to targeted digital campaigns, I can help you reach the right audience, increase awareness, and drive results for your business. Let's build a marketing plan that fits your goals and gets new customers. Email me today at lance.gregory@hitthatline.com. Radio and digital sales combined, helping local businesses grow.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Darren McFadden goes 73 yards. And Ballot has a wide open man. It's Childs. He's loose. He scores. Childs, please.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
ARKNSAS.
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush.
By now, you've probably seen that we're going to play Indiana in Madison Square Garden on November 17th. You know we like to play anybody, anywhere, anytime. We played in the Garden. We played Michigan in the Garden a few years back, 2 years back. We brought 8,000 people. Here's the challenge. With us playing Indiana, one of the top programs in our country, who travel, we got to make sure we show the Garden we travel better than Indiana travels.
And that's the situation. That was the situation when you played Michigan. There were more Arkansas fans there than Wolverines, right?
There were. Couple thoughts I've had since just having a little time to digest this. Tuesday night, so it's not going to be on CBS. They talk about television partners, game time, all those things to be announced at some point. It's going to be on ESPN, right? I mean,
correct.
They wouldn't do that. So I mean, we know that at this point. As long as they make tickets available, I don't know what the ticket situation is. Seemed like last time ticket availability to our fans through university channels was very short, and I'm not sure everybody had a chance to get those because it was a limited allotment. Now, there were 4 teams involved last time. You had Tennessee and somebody else played ahead of Arkansas and Michigan.
Oh, geez, why am I blanking on that?
But point is, if this is divided between Arkansas and Indiana, tickets should be more plentiful for more people to go.
Tennessee and Miami, I think.
That may be right. But my point is you're not dividing by 4 with the tickets because one ticket got you into both games. Arkansas played the second game of the 2 that's there. So that's what we still don't know is all the particulars. Is it a 1-game night, a 2-game night? If it's a 1-game night, I would think as many fans that truly wanted to load up right before Thanksgiving week and go to the Big Apple would be able to do it.
Yeah. I know that or New York City Razorback Club, they had some Yankees watch night coming up. There's some Razorback fans that live in New York.
There's a couple of there's one in particular, and I can't remember the name, but when I was up there and the Hogs were playing last time, there's a Razorback bar there that you can go. It's over it's over near Union Station, I think it is.
Okay. Did you meet someone that listened to the Morning Rush when you were in New York?
I think I have, yeah.
Okay, there you go. Continuing on your Hog Update, Josh Heupel had some good things to say about Ryan Silverfield.
Ryan's done a really good job when he was at Memphis, and now I was at UCF, had familiarity with him, and then, his track record since I've left there, he's got familiarity in the footprint, smart, organized, and has gotten his guys to play at a really high level.
So, again, 2 former competitors in the American that went at each other, and now an opportunity to face off in a different conference, different situation. You've got So you don't play Summerall this year in Florida. That's another guy from that league. But you do play Golish, and I know it seems like Heupel's been in Tennessee for a minute, but did play each other back then and get a chance to go at it again this season in October.
Yeah, so we'll talk about all these new guys coming up and which one will fare the best and maybe which one might be on some thin ice after a year or two. All right, that's the Hog Update. It is brought to you by Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. When the workday is done, that's when the good stuff begins, whether it's fishing, off-roading, or just enjoying the great outdoors. Farm Credit of Western Arkansas can help make it happen. Visit myaglender.com or drop by any one of Farm Credit of Western Arkansas's 25 locations today and start making the most of your time off.
All right, so there's a lot going on here in Tampa, Florida at SEC Media Days. We're live at Radio Row, thanks to our friends at the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Tell you what else is going on right now. The Big At 10K giveaway at Rath Auto Resources in Rath, Mitsubishi, where our buddy David Rath is at Rath Mitsubishi up in Springdale. And David, how many do we know the contestant count right now? How many we're about 3/4, 2/3 of the month in. How many people have signed up thus far?
Man, honestly, I haven't dug through there, and I don't know if I'm even really supposed to. I've never given away $10,000, so I'm trying to be cautious about how much I handle all the entry forms. You know what I mean? I don't want to.
You're like no relatives. No
right,
relatives
yeah,
can sign
I'm
up.
trying to make sure I'm not doing anything accidentally shady, but I do know we've had a lot of people enter at both stores. You still got like a little better than a week, I guess, to get entered to win. No purchase necessary. All you got to do is come visit us at either one of our locations, fill out an entry form, and that's it. I mean, I can't even give you an extra entry form because you buy a car. So we would love for you to purchase, but it's certainly not necessary. Just come by. We'd like to meet new people and just kind of get people introduced to our teams and all that good stuff, and see if there's any way we can help folks in the future, if not today, and then that's a good way to get that done. And then, on August 1st, we're going to go live on Facebook Live on both of our platforms for both stores and do the giveaway. So it's going to be a blast, man.
Let's go. Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, Rath, Mitsubishi in Springdale. Always got the road ready certifieds, the Mighty Key Car Care Center, and those new Mitsubishis as well. And again, $10,000 going to be given away August 1st on Facebook Live. Well, I know we're getting closer to it, David. I know you're getting excited about it.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
All right, well, good stuff. Again, our buddy David Rath, Rath Auto Resources, and Rath Mitsubishi. All right, do we have a good Morning Rush Daily question?
I think I do. It's non-sports, and I think it's topical for today.
Topical, non-sports. Okay.
Yes. So we'll get into that. Hey, if you're in Tampa with Ty or you're going anywhere this summer for vacation, take us along with the Hit That Line Now app. It's powered by Taco Bell, and whether you're craving something cheesy, saucy, or crunchy, Taco Bell has you covered. Now 10 items at $3 or less on the value menu. It's all at Taco Bell and the Hit That Line Now app, powered by Taco Bell.
All right, when we come back, we'll get to that and some more comments next.
Listen to every Razorback football game this season right here. HitThatLine.com.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert.
This is Matt.
This is Raleigh, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville. We are the only family, alumni, and locally owned Razorback store. We went to school here. We live here. We get what every Razorback logo means.
Plus, we're the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, and almost every item that comes into our store has our stamp of approval. We want the best graphic on the best items, and that's what sets us apart.
Whether it's pennants, fan cave items, or other clothing, we take the time to get it right.
Hey, Dad, do you know what they call a pallbearer from Tulsa?
No, what?
Karaoke.
Matt, that's my job to do the dad joke.
Well, you said you were going to retire someday, so I should start practicing. Anyway, you can stop by the Stadium Shop at 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville next to Baum Walker Stadium.
Or you can call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Or if you can't get to Fayetteville, you can check us out on the Googleator at shoponrazorback.com.
Dad, you actually got most of that right. How'd you do that?
Well, if you're going to do the dad joke, then I need to step up my Googleator knowledge.
There's no hope for you, is there? Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us. Go Hogs!
Contact! contact down around the 10, and it's intercepted. It's intercepted by Julian Neal.
This is the Morning Rush.
Ready to transform your home, backyard, or property? Start your next project with Sutherland's Fort Smith's install program. Ruskin and Zach will be live at Sutherland's in Fort Smith on Wednesday, July 29th from 2 to 6 p.m. Don't forget the custom barn program. Whether you're looking for a traditional pole barn or a stud frame building, Sutherland's can help design the perfect structure for your equipment, livestock, workshop, and storage needs. From concept to completion, Sutherland's Fort Smith is your one-stop destination for quality products, professional installation, and trusted service. It's Ruskin and Zach, Wednesday, July 29th at Sutherland's in Fort Smith. Sutherland's, from barns to backyard. You dream it, they'll build it.
What could you do with $10,000? Well, now's as good a time as any to find out. It's time for our very first Wrath Big AF 10K Summer Giveaway, brought to you by Wrath Auto Resources. Just visit us at 4515 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith and enter to win $10,000. While you're here, check out any one of our great road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles, inspected, reconditioned, and backed by comprehensive warranty. It's the Wrath Big AF 10K Summer Giveaway, brought to you by Wrath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, WrathAutoFortSmith.com. No purchase necessary. See dealer for complete rules.
Introducing Taco Bell's new jalapeno citrus salsa with bright citrus, real red jalapenos, guajillo chiles. Usually, you add sauce to the food, but when the sauce is this good, the food is just there to get the sauce to your mouth. That rolled quesadilla, not a rolled quesadilla anymore. Now it's a sauce shovel. Taco Bell's jalapeno citrus salsa. Get it with any item on the Cantina chicken menu while it's here. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only. While supplies last. Contact store for availability.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook, with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Presented by Central Hydraulics. When your equipment slows down, every minute matters. At Central Hydraulics, they keep your machines operating with the power and precision they were built for. From custom hydraulic hoses made while you wait to cylinder rebuilds, pump repairs, and hard-to-find parts. Their technicians get you solutions you need. Fast, accurate, and done right the first time. Stop by 6104 Highway 271 in Fort Smith or call 479-646-0471. Whether it's a simple hose replacement or a major hydraulic repair, they're here to keep your equipment performing. Central Hydraulics, helping you move the world.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
When it's time to stock the bar, fill the cooler, or grab the perfect bottle, stop by River Point Wine and Spirits. You'll love our clean, organized store, full of all the best liquor, wine, and beer at the right price. At River Point, we're a family-owned business where customer service is always our priority. So come stock up for game night, date night, or the weekend ahead. Your journey, our spirit. River Point Wine and Spirits, Grand Avenue and I-540.
You know your business. I know the fans. Together, we're a championship roster. In Arkansas, loyalty is everything, and nobody connects with the Razorback faithful like our team here at ESPN Arkansas and HitThatLine.com. When you partner with us at ESPN Arkansas, you're not just buying airtime. You're gaining trusted voices that talk to your customers every single day. I'm Ty Richardson. Let's grow your business together, both on air and through digital avenues. Become a partner at ESPN Arkansas. Email ty.richardson@HitThatLine.com to start your campaign today.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at CarpathSocial.com.
Ty, be glad that you are in Tampa.
Okay.
Because today will be the hottest day to date in Arkansas. Actual temperatures in Little Rock today going to push above 100. Fort Smith, 100. 99 degrees. 96 degrees is the scheduled high, with heat indices in Fayetteville expected above 100. 105 plus in Fort Smith and in Little Rock today, and most of our state for what it's going to feel like out there. I went out in the break just to make sure it was still hot, and it is. So here's the Morning Rush Daily question. What do you do to stay cool on a day like today? Because staying in the air conditioning isn't always an option. And I really feel on a day like today people that work with their hands, that are talented and skilled, but they got to be outdoors, or worse than that, they got to be indoors in an unair conditioned. I got a buddy of mine, he does trim carpentry. He says the worst is in the summer when there's no air conditioning in the house and you're up in a 20-foot ceiling putting crown molding up. He said, that's terrible. All the heat's up there. So I feel for people like, what do you do on a day like, what are the tricks to staying cool on a day like today?
Well, for the blue-collar workers, and some of them which you referenced, I would just say that I have like a cold or ice towel. That was something like when I think about some of the sports I played when I was younger, and it was 90-plus or 100-plus. That was something we always utilized to keep cool. The ice towel to me on the neck is one of the best methods to keep yourself cool.
I think the best method to stay cool is start early. You need to be
You
need to be halfway through your day by now. You know, you needed to be on the job site working at 6 a.m. So that at 10 o'clock, I'm halfway through my day.
B says the water hose and a fan. JT in Hot Springs says yesterday Hot Springs felt like it was 1:15. Hog Wild says the trick is to call into work sick.
Yes. Here's the other thing
that's pretty good.
Was up at Melbourne a few weeks ago. Had a buddy of mine that lives in Cave City bring me some watermelons from Cave City. And I think cold watermelon is another key. It's all water. That's why they call it watermelon.
Yep.
Great way to hydrate, great way to stay cool is cold watermelon.
Bill Quall says he's out cutting the grass today, and he's got plenty of water in the gator in the cooler. To your point about the watermelon, I remember when I would do landscaping a decade ago, anytime that we passed someone selling watermelons in the summer on the side of the road, we always bought one as a group because the combination of the water and the watermelon, it keeps you cold. And rather than eat something hot at lunch or something like that, sometimes we would just have the watermelon and then get back to work. So that definitely helps.
Mad respect for all you people that work with your hands and outside doing, like real labor. I'm sitting in an air-conditioned studio right now. Ty's in an air-conditioned hotel.
Yeah.
We're not doing what you do, all right? So big salute to you guys out there. Stay cool, and that's your Morning Rush Daily Question, brought to you by Cart Path Social.
Jeremy says also not to cook on the Blackstone.
No, that's
tough.
Today. That's tough.
Yeah, the getting the pores. Let's see. Bobby in Mountain Home texted in. It's a hot mess right now, and it's not even nearly as hot as it's going to get today. So.
We got it's hot now, and right. I saw all the weather forecasts yesterday, and they're 110 to 115 heat indices in places. So it's dangerous heat. Be careful out there.
All right, that is as Tommy said, your Cart Path Social Daily Question. We do it every single day on the Morning Rush, and it's brought to you by my buddies, Nate Garahan and Christian Olson, two Rogers boys, two Arkansas guys, and they've built an awesome facility. It's 2+ years old at Cart Path Social in Lowell. They're from Rogers. 122 Grant Place in Lowell, right across from Atwoods. You can play one over 1,000 different golf courses. You don't have to be good. You can be a hack like me, and you can get in like an hour and a half for 18 holes. So golf doesn't have to take you 4+ hours. So you can get in, get out. It's air conditioned, like Tommy's saying, 68 degrees, and it's a lot of fun. Plus, they've got the summer memberships now through September. Unlimited golf starting at just $200 a month. That's Cart Path Social. Go to cartpathsocial.com.
Just check my phone just for fun because I still have it on here. In the middle of the afternoon at 3:45 p.m. in St. Andrews, Scotland, it's 71 degrees. So that should be should be when we plan our travel, right?
Yeah.
And you're in Tampa. What's the temperature there? I checked Tampa.
Ooh.
It gets hot there, and it does get muggy there. It's as bad a humidity
It's
situation.
only 86 today.
But yeah,
right
it's
going to
nice.
get to 92.
Yeah, so we're looking for a heat wave in the low 90s here. A cool wave into the low 90s here.
Yeah. That's pretty wild.
That's how bad it is. We just beg for 92 right now.
It's less sunny it's less hot and sunny in the Sunshine State than it is in Arkansas.
Miserable. So.
Well, like Tommy said, be safe and make sure you drink plenty of water today, especially if you're listening to us working outside. I was listening to all the coaches yesterday. We played this clip in our open, but I want to get back to it. So Will Stein's the new head coach in Lexington, and he gets asked this question.
I'm here because you can believe you can win here. Why is that? Kentucky historically has fought against a narrative, against perception. Why do you think you can win big here?
This is going to sound like I think because of me, to be honest. I think because of me. I think I know what it takes. I've seen it at the highest levels. I know what it takes to recruit at this level. And you just got to believe, man. You just got to put the ball down and play. There's not really else to be said. Is it going to happen overnight? I don't know.
I'm going to be honest. I kind of like how he answered that question because I feel like there's similarities at Arkansas. Maybe not the exact same question, but Ryan Silverfield has probably been posed, Coach, what makes you think you're different than the other coaches that have been here? What makes you think you can change the culture, change the fact that we haven't had a 10-win season since 2011? There's all these narratives that are going against Arkansas, the in-state recruiting, the pecking order of the SEC, blah, 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 blah. And I'm curious how he would answer that, Tommy.
It tells me he's not there simply for the check. Because you just need one of these SEC contracts and then get fired after 3 years, make your money, and get paid. And you don't have to do a thing the rest of your life if you choose not to.
Good
so
point.
It tells me he's not there simply for, hey, I'll take a chance and I'll lose. At least my family's set for life. I don't mind that. It probably came off to some as cocky and arrogant. But it came off to me on the other side of that narrow line of confidence and arrogance. I lean towards the confident side that Will Stein projected there.
Yeah, and that's kind of, again, when you hear –
because of me.
I laughed. Like, I chuckled when I heard that, but at the same time, it's like he didn't – and it's not like he spent 20 minutes then describing all his accomplishments. He kind of made it – he condensed it. He made it short. And I've said this before, and I'll continue to say it until proven otherwise. Like, I think when you have a new coach at Arkansas, like, you got to at least give him the benefit of the doubt. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you Ryan Silverfield's going to light the world on fire. I think they're going 4-8 this fall. I hope to be proven wrong by the end of November. But at least I'm not, like, going to set on a narrative like, this guy's not going to do anything here. There's no way. Write him off, new head coach, blah, blah, blah. I've speculated the idea of maybe 4 or 5 years you might have a new coach, what I think is fair based on the track record of the last 15 years. But I do think that there is something to be said about a coach, whether it's Stein in Lexington, Silverfield there. It's a little easier for Summerall in Gainesville, Florida, because of that program and the talent and everything else. But you got to have a chip on your shoulder, especially if you're going to coach in Fayetteville, Arkansas, the football, not the baseball, not the basketball, not the track and field. You got to have a little chip on your shoulder, and hopefully Ryan has that heading into this season and the seasons to come moving forward.
Chip on your shoulder, but the other shoulder needs to be loaded with confidence. Because if you don't believe you can accomplish what you've been hired to do, if you don't believe it, you're not going to get anyone around you to buy in as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because the first thing that everyone has to buy into is Ryan Silverfield.
Yep.
Whether you're donating money to the program, whether you're signing on to be a coordinator or an assistant coach, whether you're signing up to be a player, you got to believe at some level in Ryan Silverfield.
Mm-hmm.
So if he doesn't believe in himself, the house of cards topples over pretty quick.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it has to start with, and there's a fine line between arrogance and confidence there. And sometimes you have a foot on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't operate at a level in a room that's, you talk about alphas among alphas. You've got to be the alpha dog and step into the testosterone pit in order to manage one of these type of situations.
I think, Tommy, you might have been gone this day we played this clip, and I don't have it. I'm going to paraphrase it. He was on a podcast with former Auburn quarterback Jason Campbell, who we had on the show, and Taylor Davis, and he alluded to, like, I played some of these guys, and I beat them. Now, he didn't list out Summerall and Goalish. You remember that, Christian? You remember that clip? And I'm thinking to myself, okay, just on the surface, there's a lot of people in the offseason that thought, okay, the hires, Arkansas maybe got at least, again, this is perception. It's not reality, but the perception is wasn't the best hire. Along the field with Stein. And not only do you have to have a chip on your shoulder from the Fayetteville and the conference you're talking about, but also the coaches that were in the same year with you and that you're going to be compared against from here on out. We did the same thing with Sam Pittman, with Kiffin, Drink, and the late Mike Leach. Well, it's the same thing going back to 2020 now in 2026. I guess he was hired in 25, but the start of this season is like you're going to be compared with the likes of these new coaches, particularly a couple guys that you play this year.
And not have equal assets, equal starting points, equal resources, equal money to spend on. I'm repeating some of the things I mean, but money to spend on NIL.
Yep.
Money to spend on staff. Now, I think Ryan Silverfield is clearly in a better spot than Sam Pittman was. I think we've seen it evidenced by,
I would agree,
not just coaches he's hired and players, but the additions to the recruiting department and some of the other things. And I don't think he fully has his arsenal yet when it comes to those things. I think the Community America, or what is it? Community America? Is that the name of the bank? See how quick you forget? Having that resource now available, but it doesn't start till next year. I don't think he's fully armed yet. So I think this first year he's doing it with everything that I think is an improvement over what Sam Pittman had. But I don't think we've reached the next level, and I think that's coming. So I think the best is yet to come, just based on the money he'll have to spend.
Yep. You think about, again, Sam Pittman walked into a 10-game SEC schedule, including Georgia and Florida. Ryan Silverfield walks into the toughest schedule in college football, according to ESPN's Football Power Index. So,
all right, that guy right there, you heard his voice. Say hello, Ty.
What's up?
You're supposed to say hello, Ty.
Oh, hello. Hello, Ty.
Hello, Ty. He's live on Radio Row, SEC Media Days, Tampa, Florida. He's there because Robert Mann and the Mann family at the Stadium Shop has sent us down there to cover the Hogs and all of SEC Media Days. They have the largest and best selection of Razorback stuff south of the North Pole, from tailgating supplies to game day to man cave decorations to if you just need a T-shirt or a collared shirt with a hog on it, they've got it.
Good
Local,
hats, too.
Great hats. Family-owned. Alumni-owned, and operated by the Mann family every day. 479-STADIUM is their phone number, 479-STADIUM, or get on that Google-later thing they talk about at shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com.
Hour 2 of the Morning Rush. Tom Murphy joins us live at Radio Row next.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert.
This is Matt. This is Raleigh, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
We are the only family, alumni, and locally owned Razorback store. We went to school here. We live here. We get what every Razorback logo means.
Plus, we're the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, and almost every item that comes into our store has our stamp of approval. We want the best graphic on the best item, and that's what sets us apart.
Whether it's pennants, fan cave items, or other clothing, we take the time to get it right.
Hey, Dad, do you know what they call a pallbearer from Tulsa?
No, what?
Karaoke.
Matt, that's my job to do the dad joke.
Well, you said you were going to retire someday, so I should start practicing.
Anyway, you can stop by the Stadium Shop at 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville next to Baum Walker Stadium.
Or you can call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Or if you can't get to Fayetteville, you can check us out on the Google later at shoponrazorback.com.
Dad, you actually got most of that right. How'd you do that?
Well, if you're going to do the dad joke, then I need to step up my Google later knowledge.
There's no hope for you, is there? Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
The Saracen Casino Hotel is now open and accepting reservations. Saracen's new 14-story hotel features 318 modern guest rooms and suites, offering luxe accommodations paired with the elevated amenities and the southern hospitality customers have come to expect from Saracen Casino Resort. And while you're at it, don't skip dinner at Red Oak, recognized as Arkansas's best restaurant for 5 years running. Book your stay with Saracen by visiting SaracenResort.com or calling Saracen today.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET.
This is the Morning Rush.
What could you do with $10,000? Well, now's as good a time as any to find out. It's time for our very first Wrath Big AF 10K Summer Giveaway, brought to you by Wrath Auto Resources. Just visit us at 4515 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith and enter to win $10,000. While you're here, check out any one of our great road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles, inspected, reconditioned, and backed by a comprehensive warranty. It's the Wrath Big AF Rath 10K Summer Giveaway brought to you by Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com. No purchase necessary. See dealer for complete rules.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richards paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue, and my 35 years of experience ensures you get the right paint and the right color. That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, the paint store, Van Buren.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful, not when you work with Tara Limbird and the Limbird Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Tara's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours, or you can use Tara's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust the team that delivers results. Go to LimbIrdTeam.com, LIMBIRD.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Busy season is here, and C2 Supply is ready to keep you stocked and moving. Whether you're tackling big jobs or everyday work, we've got the supplies to keep things running smoothly. Stop by C2 Supply, 602N, Broadway in Poto, or give us a call at 918-647-0430. C2 Supply, keeping your jobs moving all season long, and let us see to your supply needs.
Zero down and sales tax paid only at Orr Auto Park in Fort Smith. The Orr pre-owned clearance event lasts until
Instant
July
fun every
31st,
day.
so don't miss your chance to save big. With hundreds of pre-owned vehicles to choose from, Orr has exactly what you are looking for. But it's time for them to go and time for you to take advantage of the Orr pre-owned clearance event now through July 31st. Zero down and sales tax paid. What are you waiting for? Orr clearance event only lasts until July 31st. Score more with Orr today.
You always get more at Orr. Passionate about sports? If yes, let's take that passion and put it to work growing your business. I'm Rita Newton with ESPN Arkansas, and I help people like you that own businesses connect them with our avid and loyal sports listeners through the power of radio with sharing your words, plus offering digital solutions. Whether you need more customers or more traffic on your website, I am your girl. So email me at rita.newton@hitthatline.com or call me at 479-353-1242. One email or one call away to working on a business plan to help you grow your business.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, we will see sunny skies, slight chance of a shower or storm. Our high temperatures today will be close to 100 degrees, mainly clear, low 70s tonight. And then we're not going to be as hot on Wednesday. Lots of sunshine, upper 80s to low 90s, mid to upper 80s on Thursday. I'm Sally Russell with the forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grain Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 46 days.
This hour of the morning rush is brought to you by Bud Light.
Can't drink all day unless you start early.
Celebrate America's 250th anniversary with an ice-cold Bud Light.
I'm not sure that his riding horses was part of the recovery protocol that his surgeon had in place. But hell, John Wayne rode after he'd been shot. He turned out all right.
Certainly hope our fan base hasn't cooled off. So whether it's the grocery stores being fully stocked with mustard, or our sports stores making sure that they got reinforcements on the golf balls. Hopefully, Knoxville's ready for his arrival. Brian's done a really good job. When he was at Memphis, and I was at UCF, had familiarity with him, and then his track record since I've left there. He's got familiarity in the footprint. Smart, organized, and he's gotten his guys to play at a really high level.
Why do you think you can win big here?
This is going to sound like I think because of me, to be honest. I think it's me.
Live from the Bud Light Studios, produced by Christian Johnston, with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft. This is The Morning Rush.
Day 2 of SEC Media Days here in Tampa, Florida, live from Radio Row. Appreciate the Stadium Shop on Razorback being a part of our trip all week long. You know, Tom, we didn't talk about the initial reference from Eli Drinkowitz in the first clip that Christian put together. Ahmad Hardy, who's probably the best running back in the SEC, not named Kewan Lacey. Obviously, the incident in the offseason with him being shot and going through that recovery process. I had someone tell me, he goes, and obviously it's a serious situation, but he kind of joked. He was like, well, he'll be ready just in time for Arkansas. He could be out for like 12 weeks, and then right before October 31st, he'll be ready to go against the Razorbacks. That would be our luck.
Yep, and you know, you hate he's going through this. His teammates, I mean, obviously when you hear about the situation and you read more about it, it could have been far worse.
Yeah.
So, you know, his recovery. But as a coach, I mean, that's not anywhere in the coaching playbook. It's not in the handbook on what do I do when this happens, when something of this nature happens and one of my players gets shot and nearly die. That's not in the coach's handbook.
Scary situation. Good thing he's okay. Yeah. And Drakowitz joking about the John Wayne thing on the horse and the recovery process. Yeah, I don't know if that's necessarily on the recovery list, but did it nevertheless.
I'm just glad he knows who John Wayne is. So,
yeah.
Do you know who John Wayne is?
Yes, I know. Easy. Jamie Christmas, man.
I mean, that's a fair question, Ty.
True Grit. There's been some others we've gone through. And listen, I can't rattle off movies left and right, but yeah, I've watched some John Wayne movies back in the day. I got a little context there.
We were talking a little while ago about how hot it's going to be the next few days. Has your cooling or heating bills this past winter just gone out of sight lately? You need to call our friend Bo Cowan with EcoFoam if they have. Your attic is the most important part of your insulation. And EcoFoam cellulose insulation overspray can help add to your existing insulation with their vacuum removal system that they can install new. So get that old, inefficient insulation out and put the new stuff in that will get your bills down. Over time, it will pay for itself. Call Bo and EcoFoam today, 870-417-2111. 870-417-2111, and let him show you how EcoFoam can help get those heating and cooling bills down. Brace yourself for your next electric bill, right? Because we all are running that air conditioning right now. 870-417-2111. EcoFoam proudly serves North Arkansas and Southern Missouri. Find them online. EcoFoam, EcoFoamLLC.com.
Yeah, Tom's going to be making his way over here shortly. I retext him. I think he'll be walking over here any second. But for the time being, we mentioned this at the tail end of the show yesterday. Mr. Jim Lindsay passed away. And I thought there was a cool tribute. Lindy, Jack, Coach Nutt. I know you were referencing Coach Nutt's interview on Chuck and Bo earlier this morning that I haven't gotten a chance to listen to, but I'm excited to because obviously the relationship there. Clay wrote a good column on him, but I thought some of these clips and snippets were pretty good about talking not just a guy that was successful on the field, but off the field as well.
Jim Lindsay is, to me, the epitome of what a Razorback's all about.
Down the sideline he goes for 28 yards.
When he got a chance to wear that helmet, it was a total devotion of love for him.
He would have died trying to play for the Hogs.
Never been soul, not one soul that I could say felt about his school like I felt about it.
His heart and soul has been Arkansas his whole life.
It was probably about 10 years ago. My granddad was probably about 66. We were on about the 1 yard line, and my uncle JD asked him, "You think you could punch it in one more time?" He goes, "Just give me some pads. I'll get it in the end zone."
That's a cool clip there. I think one of the things I respected about my late grandfather, who shared a similar passion to Mr. Lindsay, is just how much they did love being Razorbacks. Now, my grandpa, Daddy Joe, wasn't a football player, but just how important that was to him. And it's not just like, all right, this is where I'm alum at, this is where I school, but Tommy, that generation, and obviously that 64 team, which is known as the greatest in football history, there's so many legends that have come out, both coaches and players, part of that team. it just meant so much and means so much to those guys years after here at even 2026.
Well, and I just, if Jim Lindsey hadn't had the talent to play football at Arkansas, I think, and he went on to have all the real estate success and all of the business success he had in his professional life beyond football, I think he'd have still supported that university and still loved them the same way. Because I think growing up in Forest City and knowing about the Hogs, he loved the Hogs before he was officially a Razorback, and that just obviously endured him. But his love for his state, our state, when you listen to him speak about it, I'm so glad that he was a Razorback and he did so much in the course of his lifetime, financially, but not just that. You listen to Houston Nutt again this morning. He was there for those phone calls when the tough times hit, when the you know what hit the fan. He was always there to be a sounding board and help, walk people through that. So it wasn't just about writing a check, putting your name on an entrance. It wasn't just about those things. It was about the people, and and I think those are the things that they get lost sometimes when someone had the success that Jim Lindsey had.
Yeah, I think it's I think it's one of those things for every column, every article, everything that I've read at this point, I learned something new about him. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I knew everything about the man, but it's cool to just kind of read up and learn more about one of the true treasures that's come through the Razorback football program. And again, condolences. I know his celebration of life is this Friday, so just condolences for his family.
That'll be a full house, I'm sure.
Yes, no question. I don't know if Tommy I don't know if Tom's being detained or what, but he has not made his way here.
Maybe he's having trouble finding you. So.
Well, he knows he's walked by the table and he knows where it is. So I guess
he just doesn't want to see you.
Maybe he just doesn't want to see me, I guess. So I got a chance to talk. We can play this interview. Got a chance to talk with new SEC Nation host Matt Berry yesterday. This about 7 minutes just chatting with him. His new role. He is an Arizona State grad. His new role with the SEC Network. He's been a part of college football coverage, Sports Center, and various other capacity and roles with ESPN. So we can listen in on the new host of SEC Nation live at Radio Row. And I don't know if it's his inaugural interview, but it's his inaugural year on SEC Nation. We welcome in Matt Berry. Matt, you've kind of done everything for ESPN. Play-by-play, Sports Center. Now you're in this role.
Yep.
But you've also been around the block from a media standpoint. Are you excited for Arizona State grad?
Yeah.
So this is going to be an interesting thing for you this year.
It takes me back to my roots when I was doing the local TV journey to get to ESPN. I worked in Columbia, South Carolina for 3 years, when Steve Spurrier was the head coach.
Yeah.
So that was back in 2005 to 2008. And so my indoctrination to the SEC 20-something years ago, from being out west, I was like, this is amazing. Like, this is an unbelievable thing. And so I kind of just fell in love with it then. And then, obviously, being the studio host at ESPN on Saturdays the last 8 years and doing college football final, it's very much SEC related. We took SportsCenter on campus back in 2015 and 2016. We were always in an SEC school. So it gets me back out, which I'm excited for.
All right, so take me through the different pit stops. So we got Columbia, Lawton, Oklahoma, Dallas, DFW area.
Yeah, so my first job was in Wausau, Rhinelander, Wisconsin. Wow. All right, so you imagine a kid from the desert working up in Wisconsin. From there, we did Lawton, Oklahoma, which was great. It was when Jason White won the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah.
It was when Adrian Peterson was a true freshman, so I got to stop there. Then to Columbia, and then to Dallas, and then over to ESPN.
All right, so this year, first year, 9 SEC games.
Yeah.
This is a cool setup for you, getting to go, like you mentioned, to SEC towns each and every week. The dynamics, we're going to get a chance to talk with Rich Clark in about 30 minutes after you. Just the dynamics, the impact in year one of a 9-game SEC schedule.
Well, it's going to be huge, and we talked about it on the show last night. I think where you're really going to see this thing hit is in the latter part around Halloween, October, and then the first part of November, where these teams have gone through the gauntlet now. And they're used to that 8-game conference schedule. Half the league is going to have another loss. And that's going to be huge come playoff time. The one thing that I hope is that the committee can realize and understand the impact of adding that extra game.
Yeah.
Because Last year we saw it out of Texas. Now you could argue the bona fides last year being 9-3, whether they should have gotten in or not. There are going to be more 9-3 teams and less 10-2 teams. And so how is that going to impact them going down the stretch? I hope not as much. I believe the 9-game schedule was probably put in for a 16-team playoff. So all records aren't created equal. I've said that for years, and we're going to see the committee put to that test this year, specifically because of the one extra conference game.
What's your sense of Arkansas? I know outside of Jonathan Weeder, one of your coworkers, you have an idea now of this team this fall, probably going to be picked 15th or 16th by the end of this week. Any positives that you could shine a light on for Razorback?
So I call Thursday night college football and have for years now. We call a lot of Memphis games. Oh, yeah. And so very familiar with Ryan Silverfield and his bona fides coming over to be the head coach. And I think the one thing that I've learned from him and just getting to know him and calling his games is he has a great eye for talent. Memphis was always one of the most talented teams in the American. He put out, I mean, they would just look different getting off the bus in that league. And I think for him, and I know this is such a bad word to use when it comes to coaching and college football, is patience. I think you just give it time, be patient, and let him build the program. He's going to get you talent. He's going to get Arkansas talent. Is that going to manifest itself this year? It's going to be a tough climb. But luckily, this day and age in college football, you can change it quick. Year one's tough. I know there's coaches that have done it, but it's difficult, especially in this league. So how do you do it and build the foundation in year one, get some of that NIL, which, by the way, we know a lot of money people went to Arkansas. There's a lot of money up there. Find a way to use it right, lean on him, and see eventually what he can do, building it in year one and going from there in year two.
Arkansas had a new coach alongside 3 other new coaches. Eli Drinkwitz is the only one remaining. Obviously, unfortunately, Mike Leach passed away. Kiffin's now at LSU. And then there was a change also on Pittman, Kiffin, and I'm forgetting
John Sumrall at Florida, Alex Golish at Auburn. There were 6 new coaches
this year. So I wonder, what is you mentioned, preaching patience. Yeah. What is a realistic timeline for coaches now in 2026?
Honestly, depends on the school. I don't think there's going to be patience for Lane at LSU.
$40-something million
exactly
roster.
Right. And what it took to get him there and what they're paying him, I don't think there's going to be any patience there. I think John Sumrall's probably got a little bit longer of a leash in Gainesville because he kind of an empty cupboard, kept a couple of the good stars there to build around. But I think it's dependent on where you went or where these coaches went. And I think now with the money and what Kurt Cignetti just did at Indiana, where he brought a bunch of ragtag dudes from JMU, made the playoff year one, and then built on that in year two and won a national championship, it's probably not as much as it should be.
You know how Saban changed the dynamics of coaching within the league?
Yeah.
Cignetti almost did that same equivalent because you mentioned year one college football playoff, second losing his program in the history of the sport, and then you win it all in year two. I feel like that philosophy of 4 or 5 years is just completely out the window.
That's just it. You said it right there because he went to the second losingest program ever. He didn't go take over Michigan State, who's had sustained success for a couple of years and have been to the big time. He didn't take over a program like that. He took over one of the worst in history and did it overnight. And some people are like, well, it's not that good of a story. And I said, okay, let me give it to you. Apparently everyone forgot how bad Indiana is. I said, let me give it to you in today's terms. Let me say that, and they played well last year, Vanderbilt, 10 wins for the first time in school history. It'd be like me going to UNC, like Vanderbilt just won the national championship. People are like, oh, that resonates. Or Purdue.
Yeah.
You start picking or Rutgers. You start picking some of these other schools, and people are like, oh, wait, that is impressive. And so the fact that he was able to do it at a place like Indiana so quickly. Now, if he did it year 3, year 4, then maybe you're talking about, hey, it took some time. This guy did it right away, and I'm with you. He's kind of changed, and he made it worse for a lot of coaches who want patience because, well, wait a second now. If they can do it in Indiana, we can do it at my school, and we'll see what happens.
All right, so you mentioned Vanderbilt. Arkansas goes on the road to Auburn, Vanderbilt, Texas, and Texas A&M. Let's throw out the College Station Texas game. Which is more likely, or they get a road win as we let you go here?
I think you got to look at these new coach programs. I think you look at Auburn. I know Alex Golish. He's got a good thing. He had a great thing at South Florida, right here in Tampa. He's got a good quarterback in Byron Brown that knows the offense that brought him with him. So these new school coaches or these new coach schools, that's where you look to see, okay, which one of them is started their roots early on in their tenure. I'd probably point to Auburn, and mind you, Golis and Silverfield coached against each other in the American. They know they're familiar with each other.
I think Silverfield's 3-0 against him.
Yeah, so I would look at that one probably coming into the season.
Matt, we got to leave it there. Matt Berry, new SEC Nation host. We appreciate you making some time for us.
Anytime, you bet.
All right, I'll post that same question to you, Tommy. Better chance at a road win, Vanderbilt or Auburn? Because I think those are your two. I mean, listen, I'd love to go to College Station, Texas, or Austin, Texas, in one of those games. But if we're being honest, you've got a lot better chance of doing it in Auburn, Jordan Hare going to Nashville.
That's what you think? You think it's Auburn? Or
No,
I'm not understanding what you just said there.
Yeah, I'm saying it's less likely you're going to go into College Station, Texas, or
Right,
Austin,
I get
Texas,
that. But your question was Nashville or
correct.
or on
I'm
the
saying it's a
Plains.
lot more likely
Every time
you
we go to Vandy, it's a close game anyway.
Right.
I feel like it is.
I mean, maybe it's just the history of where Vanderbilt's been and Pavia not there. I want to say Vanderbilt, just knee reaction, just quick. You want an answer. Vanderbilt and Nashville just seems more likely to me to be a place you'd go and get a win.
Mm-hmm. Big C, what do you think Vanderbilt as well?
Yeah, like the home crowd you would think doesn't make that, but when they're good, that crowd's pretty hard to overcome. But I mean, I'm not a big believer in Auburn yet because they haven't really established anything. I mean, neither have we.
No.
So it's kind of like
I think that's a good comparison though, because you've got a coach now. I think Lee's entering year 5. I know he's going through a quarterback transition, like Tommy mentioned, but you do for the quarterback situation. I know it's at another school, but I mean, Golis is just taking Brown and changing uniforms with him. So I do think that almost it makes that kind of even in a sense. But I would probably lean towards Vanderbilt if I was pressed on that.
Here's one thing you should put in your calculus: the Vanderbilt game is the game before your bye week. So a lot of times you can be weary. You can be at that point. Let's say they'll have played 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games at that point.
Good point.
Arkansas, if you look in the last 5 or 7 years, has not always played well in the game before the bye. It's almost like they can taste vacation. They got vacationitis. So put that in your calculus. Auburn is 2 weeks following the bye. They played Missouri out of the bye and then at Auburn. So I think that's also something to factor in as well.
Okay.
So.
No, that makes sense.
All right, we're live at Media Days. Our visit with Matt Berry this morning brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Few things in life are more important than showing up, and whether you show up for your family, friends, or teammates, hey, it doesn't hurt to bring along a plate of their favorite beef dish. Together, we bring more. Find your next crowd pleaser at beefitswhatsfordinner.com. This is brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council and courtesy of Beef. It's whatsfordinner.com.
All right, we referenced the Eli Drinkowitz clip earlier of him talking about Arkansas. We'll get to that coming up. Plus, one of those coaches that we're talking about playing this fall, Alex Golesh, is set to meet with the main media room here in about 15 minutes. We'll listen in live to that conversation as well. We've got our CJ's Trivia coming up in this hour. Still a lot to get to. The Morning Rush continues live from Radio Row in Tampa, Florida, next.
We are at SEC Media Days in Tampa, Florida. Our coverage of SEC Media Days is brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback next to Baumwalker, the largest and best Razorback.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sakhalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Kevin Hart here to tell you all about Taco Bell's new jalapeno citrus salsa. Hey guys, I kind of feel like you're chopping off my head a little bit. I'm the money. Don't forget that. It's spicy, balanced with a sweet and tangy citrus touch that makes everything taste even better. And the best part is it comes with, I kind of still feel like you ain't got all of me. The best part is it comes with anything on the Cantina menu. So you better try it before it's gone.
New jalapeno citrus salsa, the sauce with more main character energy than Kevin Hart.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
If your Razorback closet needs an upgrade, the University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you are looking for. Only at Roback.com. They have brand new Arkansas hoodies and polos that are selling fast. Go to Roback.com to check out their new apparel. That's Roback.com. RHOBACK.com. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they love the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
So I had pain in my feet for a good 20 years.
It felt like I was standing on marbles.
Something wasn't working with my feet. Was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis.
If your feet aren't comfortable, the rest of the body suffers.
So I went into the Good Feet store and bam. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support.
You put in the arch supports. To me, it was almost miraculous.
It really brought me back to being able to be me.
I can run, I can walk. This is not something that you could solve online.
Reclaim the good life with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good Feet, good life.
Wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Is your business getting found online or getting lost in the crowd? Hi, I'm Christy Bedeau with ESPN Arkansas, and I'm here to help you get your products and services found in today's digital world. Not only do we offer connections to the loyal Razorback fan base, but we can help you build, maintain, and grow your online presence. From world-class websites to streaming video commercials, we create the campaign that allows you to be found online and on air. I can help you create a marketing strategy built around your goals that works. Call me, Christy Bedeau, at 208-3012 for a free needs analysis, and let's create a marketing plan that gets you found.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion.
You know, every game is a dogfight.
We're about the toughest there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
But this afternoon is a day for the Razorbacks to celebrate. Arkansas wins the tournament.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
You know, the Arkansas game moving was a surprise to me. I've always enjoyed that being a rivalry at the end of the year. But the thing about rivalries is it doesn't matter when you play them. They're still important. We're playing Kansas week 2. That's a pretty important rivalry. Didn't matter if we played them last week of the season or second week of the season. Arkansas this year, we're playing on the road on Halloween. It's going to be an important game for our season. I know it's going to be an important game for their season.
Tommy, you translated that earlier in the first hour. Why don't you go and translate it for our audience again?
Missouri plays Oklahoma in the final game of the year now under the new schedule setup.
Mm-hmm.
What Drinkowitz is saying there is, hey, if I need a win to get to the playoff, or I need a win to get to 10 wins, or I need a win to get to 8 wins, it's going to be more difficult in the final game of the year with Oklahoma. I don't like that game there, not because of the rivalry. As he said, these games are important no matter when you play them. What he knows is, hey, when I close the regular season with a win and then I have whatever layoff comes next, people are talking about a win. And it's going to be harder to beat Oklahoma. And when you lose in your final regular season game, that lingers like a fart in church. So what he is going to have to do here is figure out how to beat Oklahoma in the last game of the year, and he doesn't want to do it.
Yeah, that Oklahoma-Missouri game is going to be, I would think, pretty pivotal for both teams. Oklahoma trying to repeat his college football playoff. Missouri trying to get there for the first time, and we'll see if it happens this year.
I mean, who would you rather play in the last game of the year, Arkansas or Oklahoma?
Yeah.
You'd rather play Arkansas.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's what
Did
he's
you
saying.
Did you listen? I listened a little bit. I'm going to be honest, Tommy. I got bored. Did you listen to any of John McDade this morning?
I know
SEC?
Colton had it cut up, and no.
Okay.
No,
All
I did
right.
not.
Well, I didn't know if there's anything you wanted to talk about there. There was nothing I wanted to talk about from it, but I know that that's your thing.
There's
so I was
nothing. There's nothing that we could present. There's no.
The history of college football.
There. Yeah, apparently, he went into a lot
Dude.
of that and lost us. You know,
Tommy,
we
like,
just.
when let me
We
tell you
had a
this.
meeting here internally about winning the next 10 seconds. What was our Monday training meeting about that I helped lead?
Yeah, that
You better be good in your first 10
first 10
seconds so you
seconds,
can
the
earn the
hook.
next 10 seconds.
Well,
He
and
wasn't
he's-
good in his first 10 seconds.
We've had him on the show last couple years because I know that's something you wanted to do, and he's a Harvard guy, smart guy.
Yeah.
He's good.
He's engaging.
but
Not today.
Not today.
Not
today.
So.
So it was just it was a little boring. Later on today, Auburn again. Alex Golish gonna speak with it just a little bit. Kirby Smart already doing his thing. South Carolina's Shane Beamer, and then also Vanderbilt and Clark Lee. So that is the setup for today here
All
in
Razorback
Tampa, Florida.
opponents. So.
Yes, yeah. This is a big Razorback involved day. Like you said, this is the only day that you play 4 teams, and all 4 of those coaches are up there.
So we will be archiving all this audio on our website, on the Hit That Line Now app, powered by Taco Bell. We will be I'm sure we will be dragging a lot of this back out in those game weeks, right? We're going to have it cataloged and organized and ready to go.
We could. I mean, if it depends on if they say
Boy,
anything that's
the eyes
worthy
around
when it
me in
comes
this
to
room just
Arkansas.
glossed over. Oh, boy. Oh.
If it's worth anything. Like Heupel said something positive about Silverfield. We might play that back. Drink said we just played a clip about him in Arkansas, so we'll have if they say something valuable, we'll have it
definitely
for you.
go reference back to Will Stein's comments.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll see how that
After
holds up.
Kentucky's 3-9 season.
Yeah. All right, that's the SEC update live from the College Football Epicenter in Tampa, Florida at SEC Media Days, presented by Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street across from Harps. It has always been one of my favorite places. You say, hey, let's go out and have tacos. Well, it's Taco Tuesday today. Let's go to Joe's. $1 tacos today for crunchy beef or crunchy chicken tacos. I really love the steak, mushroom, and spinach enchiladas they have. Tremendous flavor. The portobello mushrooms they put in there are just outstanding. If you just gave me mushrooms and cheese in those things, it'd be great. But you had the fajita steak, awesome. They got a great selection of burritos. The enchiladas are good. They even have the voodoo enchiladas that have the crawfish in it. And if you see Wade around the restaurant, tell him happy birthday. Yesterday was Wade's birthday.
I wished him one.
49 again.
Man.
This year. So celebrate it with Wade and have a cold. We were talking about staying cool. Happy hour will keep you cool at Joe's Grill and Cantina. 3400 South 74th Street across from Harps. Great Tex-Mex, even better service, Joe's Grill and Cantina.
All right, our friend Tom Murphy has made his way over here. Whole Hawk Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. Tom, love the wine shirt, man. How's the Tuesday going?
You're acting like I didn't show up at 11 o'clock, man, on my scheduled time.
You're good. You looked at you know what, Tommy? He looked at me. You know when like a dog does something wrong, like eats something on the counter and then gets in trouble. That's how Tom looked at me when he walked over here. I thought it was funny, but
so what happened?
He's
Tom?
guilty about it. Yeah.
Is it Ty's fault? Tell me it's Ty's fault.
You know, my kids. I'll give all my kids a shout out. I don't put notes on my schedule, and I don't when I have a doctor's appointment, I don't do it. I just try to remember, and I miss stuff, and so I wasn't thinking about it. Even though Ty actually texted me this morning, "You're gonna be good at 11 o'clock." I'm like, yeah. And then I was sitting in there talking to people.
Listen, he's a social butterfly, man. Tom's the talk.
He's holding court. That's what they call holding. Tom was holding court.
Listen, I like to network down here. It's fun. All right, so let's get into some stuff yesterday. We talked some Arkansas as well. And I also want to get your thoughts on the late now Jim Lindsey. Notable things said yesterday. Stein, because of me. I know you wrote about this. Josh Heupel had some positive comments about Ryan Silverfield, and Drink kind of talked about the Arkansas game being moved in the middle of the year. Just kind of your thoughts on some of the main storylines from yesterday that are Arkansas related.
Exactly. If you're a Razorback fan, those were kind of the highlights, and we wrote about all those in Whole Hog Sports, ADG. Yeah, I think what was a little surprising was that Eli mentioned that he was surprised to find out that the Arkansas game had moved. Didn't quite understand the reasoning for it. Wasn't told, and they said if the SEC felt compelled to tell me, I guess they will. But it was surprising to him. And look, they dominated that rivalry. Arkansas won 2 games against them since it got renewed in 14, and had Missouri on the ropes in several of those games, including like they had the lead in 14, they had the lead in 16, and just choked away some games.
Yeah.
And that was
Snatched
big.
defeat from the jaws of victory is what we've done on multiple
They really
occasions.
did. That 16 game stands out as one of
the Drew Lock game. Yeah.
It was they had a 4th and 7 on. Well, they had a 4th and whatever on like the Missouri 7, and Barry Odom faked a punt on them. And the play before that, Ryan Pulley almost picked off a pass out in the flats, didn't pick it off, which would have Arkansas was already well up in the game.
Yeah.
And if he picks that off, I mean, you might score a touchdown that puts them out of the game. But anyway, they came back and won that. And let's see. Yeah, as you mentioned, I thought it was what a thing to say by Will Stein, that why will Kentucky football be different and be a big winner? Because of me. You just don't hear coaches say that kind of thing very often.
And then we kind of drew some similarities. Tom and I were talking about this hour one. So there are narratives in Lexington. There's narratives in Fayetteville. Not a great recruiting base. The track record of the football team the last 15 years. Just low thoughts on where it is. And I don't know if Ryan Silverfield's going to say the exact same thing that Stein said yesterday, but you can draw some similar type of thoughts when it comes to both those programs right now.
Yeah, where they are, new coaches that, obviously there's a magnetism about Ryan Silverfield's presence. And Stein, I mean, they've recruited well at Kentucky in Stein's short tenure there. But, yeah, I mean, I don't think Ryan Silverfield is what I know of his personality, that he will be suited to say something like because of me, because it draws so much attention to yourself. And if you don't deliver, like you're the one who said this. And I don't think Ryan Silverfield is ready to go down that path. Although I know he's confident in himself. He's just talking about laying the foundation and building things the right way. I don't think we're going to hear a promise of win counts next year.
Yeah. So we dipped in and listened a little bit to Kirby Smart earlier this morning. The more he talks, the more he does these things, the more I hear the cadence and familiar phrases. I don't know if he's trying to sound like Saban at times, but he's kind of taken on that role of speaking about process, speaking about things that really matter, talking to you in a way that, hey, why don't you understand this, stupid? I mean, kind of the way Saban did it, but he'd earned that right. I don't know if Kirby's getting there, but I heard a lot of Saban in what Kirby had to say in the little bit we listened to this morning early.
Yeah, that's an outstanding point, and you're absolutely right. I mean, I sat there myself and said, man, he's just channeling Saban. Do the process. We only focus on what it's going to take for us to win games. All the stuff about the state of college football, college athletics, Congress being involved, all those things, those are peripheral items. And, yes, that's what everyone wants to talk about. But as Kirby said, it sucks the air out of the room. That's what everyone's talking about, Congress and NIL spending and all that. And he's like, what we focus on at Georgia is what it takes to win football games. And, man, I heard the word physical come out of his mouth so many times. And but you're right. And he also did call Nick Saban the greatest coach. He said, there shouldn't even really be an argument about who's been the greatest coach in college football history. And I tend to agree with
Yeah. So if I've got it right, Alex Golesh is due up at the main stage in any minute now.
Yep.
What do you expect to hear from the first-year Auburn coach?
Well, you know what?
Who's in familiar territory there in Tampa from South Florida. So.
He really is, and the Riverwalk we've been on has a little South Florida pavilion. If you walk well up it to the north, that USF I guess donated some money, and so they have their bull and everything out there. But yeah, familiar territory. He'll probably make reference to Tampa being a great place for him, and he's in the same kind of position as Silverfield. Inherited a program that's been down. Auburn hadn't had a winning season in a while, and what will it take for Auburn to get back to its former glory? And so Maybe he'll be asked about the fact that he was involved in the Arkansas football coaching search.
I haven't fact-checked this, but I trust the credibility of the guy that told me this. Apparently, Arkansas has a better record than Auburn since either 20 or 21. And not that Arkansas's had banner years lately, but that kind of, to your point,
That's
illustrates.
It's got to be a lie.
Well,
no one can be that bad.
You think about it. I mean, we did the math yesterday. Since 2012, Arkansas has the worst opponent's points per game and the worst record in the SEC. But I think to your point, I think Arkansas actually has a better record in the last 5 or 6 years.
You can make numbers say what you want them to say. I mean, you go back far enough and you sculpt out the data and you use a scalpel, you can get data to say what you want it to say. Here's what I want to understand. Early November, they remember what you do in November. That is a law in football, according to Frank Broyles. At Auburn, first Saturday in November. Tom, can you win that game this year? And I know it's July, but to me that's one of those swing games. And I've been talking about the importance of not having 3-game losing streaks. That might be one of those places in the schedule that you've got to either beat Auburn or South Carolina to not have these deep ruts in your schedule.
Right, and to answer your question, can they win that game? Sure they can win that game. They played so many games tight last year, they could have won a lot of those games, and they didn't. But, yes, both first-year coaches, what's the trajectory of both teams' season when you reach the first Saturday in November? A lot of things are going to go into that. Also, Auburn's won the last 2 times they've been down there. And in 2020, they could have won if maybe the Joe Fouché fumble had been ruled correctly.
Think about that, Tom. So the road team in that series has won the last 5 games since 21.
Yeah.
So that is a kind of interesting tie-in to that football game. I'm curious with them, and I know that Sutton Smith, Malachi Breland, Ryan Silverfield brought some Memphis guys with them, but bringing your quarterback with you, how much of an easierness is it easier as a Sorry, that's
an easierness.
Easier.
Tom.
How much easier is it from a transition standpoint when you have the quarterback coming with you from your former place of employment?
Exactly. You're an offensive guy. Byron Brown knows what Golish is. He knows the system. And so it's a huge advantage to them. And I'm not sure if he's the only player who transferred with Golish, but just the fact that it's quarterback makes it a huge, huge deal. I mean, we're going to ask Sutton Smith about the media here is going to ask Sutton Smith about what it's like playing for Ryan Silverfield. Yep. But, Brown can answer the same things, and he was the signal caller, and we all know the importance of that, and I think it's a huge advantage.
All right, so I know we're kind of hot and heavy football here, but Indiana, Madison Square Garden, Tuesday to November 17th, right before Thanksgiving. Coach Coward made references. We're still trying to work out a New York game. Mentioned MSG. You're going back to New York this basketball season.
He doesn't matter. His schedule, anybody, anywhere, going to MSG is a huge deal. Playing Indiana is a really, really big deal. What's so weird about that is their basketball team has been having trouble, making the tournament, being an impact in the Big Ten, and then their football team turns it around and wins it all. I'm going to talk about that season, 16-0, for the rest of my life because of how fascinating it was to watch it play out, and that Kurt Cignetti took something that was like Nowheresville. I think they had the worst winning percentage among all Power 4 teams, and they've won a national championship.
And not only that, they made the college football playoff year 1. So it's not like that. The fact that he turned that around so quick is just with a bunch of JMU kids. It's pretty crazy.
In a hard league. You just think about the parallels between Arkansas and Indiana when it comes to basketball and football. There's a lot of similarities. And it makes you easily wonder, why can't it happen here in football?
It does. I mean, that's one of the questions I asked Ryan Silverfield. If Vanderbilt can win in the SEC, if Indiana can win the national title, why can't Arkansas win? Y'all, that was such an inspiring run. People are going to be talking about, they're going to make movies about what Indiana football did last year.
Yeah. It was pretty cool stuff. Do we know yet, Tom, if that's going to be the only game that night? And the reason it matters to me is ticket availability. Last time you split tickets with 4 schools total, including Arkansas, about 8,000 Razorback fans were there, according to John Calipari's numbers. If it's just Arkansas and Indiana fans there that night at Madison Square Garden, I would think the availability of getting a ticket for most Razorback fans that want to go would be there.
I wish I could answer your question. I don't know I don't know if there's another game scheduled.
It went in the release, I don't think.
No.
And I felt like last year, or excuse me, 2 years ago, they had like when they do this, a lot of times they will mention the other teams that are involved. So, Tommy, I'm just guessing and speculating. Maybe it's rampant, but I'm going to guess that's the only game that's being played there.
Well,
At least I hope, for Razorback fans' sake, that there's more ticket availability, like you're referencing.
I just know there would be an easierness to getting a ticket.
Oh gosh. Putting words together. I quickly corrected. I did not go forward with that. I quickly corrected.
Can you print that word in the paper, Tom?
Easierness. Is that it?
Tom, could that go in the
would
paper?
you get scolded if you put easierness?
We could put it in the paper, but then it would be comma made up word by Ty.
There we go. There you go.
Ty with an E too, by the way.
So, speaking of the paper, I read your colleague Chip Souza's recent article on the late Jim Lindsay. Just the impact. I've read Clay's column. Just the impact that he had, not only just with Arkansas football on the field, but just his legacy after as well.
Yeah, I got to read both of those as well. Good job by both of them. So when I was a Cub reporter, well, not Cub reporter, when I was first here, there was an Arkansas coaching change, and asked for an audience with Jim Lindsay, and I went to the top floor of the Lindsay building over there off Joyce, and he gave audience to me, and I got to meet him and talk to him, and obviously he's been dealing with some issues related to repeated hits as a football player, but what he built, Clay's column pointed this out really well, how he built his real estate empire buying land, and his dad telling him that's the stupidest idea you'll ever have. And then later he told him it's the stupidest thing you'll ever do if you don't buy more land. So
saying it was dumb that he sold it for the amount he did.
The amount he did.
What 3 or 4 or 5 times more than he bought it for.
So it just goes to show you, man, you can build up.
Yeah. Tom, great to hear from you. Let's do it again later this week.
Yeah, and I'm so sorry, guys. I'm sure y'all filled my spot with quality programming, but my apologies.
You're good. No worries, buddy.
All right.
That's our buddy Tom Murphy here, live Radio Row SEC Media Days. Tommy.
All right, Tom with us here. It's brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas. The red, white, and blue sale is on right now at Burton Pools and Spas. You can cool off in a Doughboy above-ground pool and get up to $1,500 off on in-stock pools. You can also look at the more built-in feel with a semi-in-ground pool right now. They start at just $199 a month, or create the ultimate getaway in your own backyard and enjoy a half-price tanning ledge with select in-ground pool packages. Burton Pools and Spas, Fort Smith, Greenland, Springdale, Hot Springs, and now their 5th location, Joplin, Missouri. Or online at burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas, water for a better life.
All right, we were talking about Alex Golish a little bit. Get a snippet of him live from SEC Media Days here in Tampa.
Journey the last 7 months is, man, what's a successful year one look like, and what how do you gauge it, and what are your goals, and I don't really have any goals other than laying a foundation for what Auburn football is going to be for years to come, and that starts with building an identity, and this word identity is the only thing we've talked about as a program. And what does that look like for us? What is the identity of our program? Who are we when people sit down and watch us play on Saturdays? And the identities is one thing for me to talk about. It's one thing for me to preach. It's one thing for me to hold a standard in every aspect of our program, and it's another for our kids to embrace it and live it. And the first piece of this identity that we've hammered home is the ability to be physically and mentally tough.
Tommy, I know we got to run here soon, but that is a good question to kind of bridge back to Fayetteville and back to Ryan Silverfield's program. It's like, I got asked this yesterday. I honestly, I was like, I had no idea because I hadn't watched him play a down of football. What is the identity of this football team going to be? Like last year's identity, unfortunately, was just turning the ball over left and right, and you didn't force any. And that's a negative identity, which led to a 2-10 season. What is the identity going to be of this football team this year? Is it going to be heavily predicated on K.J. Jackson throwing the football? Is it going to be just a ground and pound with Braylon Russell and Sutton Smith? Is there a wide receiver that's going to emerge of this pretty unheralded group? I think that's a question, like as we're 46 days out, what is the identity of this football team?
What you've got, and Ryan Silverfield isn't going to give you this play calling package, but what 6 or 8 or 10 plays do they know they can run against whatever fronts, whatever defense, and get positive yards? Is it runs? Is it pass? What are you going? And that's what you're asking. What are you going to be good at?
Yeah.
You know, when you say identity, what you're saying is, what are you going to be good at? Defensively, can you line up in a 3-man, an odd front? Or are you going to line up over the nose? You gonna have a 4-man front? How many are you going to bring up in the box? Is your secondary strong enough? Are you going to be good at stopping the run, or are people going to try to run it in the A gap all day? You know, what are you? Hey, you may run it outside, but we got enough speed to track you down. But we are not going to let you gash us up the middle all day.
Yep.
You know, or maybe you give up yards in the middle, but you're not going to get around the edge because of the speed. That's what they've got to figure out. But they've got on offense to have 6 or 8 plays that, by golly, we can run these for positive yards. If it's 3rd and 1, more often than not, we're going to be able to call that play and get a first down. You know, that's what you hope you're talking about. But you mentioned the turnovers early in this question. None of it matters if you don't hang on to the football. Because you can march up and down the field between the 20s, but if you give up the ball at the wrong time, you got a bunch of yards for nothing. So this team's identity has got to be around one that protects the football. That's what we need to be talking about. Hey, quick word for Gaston's, and we'll come back and give away some CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers during our CJ's Trivia. Gaston's is available to take your call, answer your questions about your reservations. If you'd like to join them this fall at Gaston's, 870-431-5202 is their number. 870-431-5202. It's the premier place to fish for trout, not just in Arkansas, but really all of North America. The White River is one of the great treasures in our state. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
And I got to see Chuck lose his mind last game. This is the Morning Rush.
Hey, Fort Smith. Have you seen the all-new Bass Pro Shop outpost on Bass Pro Drive off Rogers Avenue? Step inside and check out the Pradco store within a store, where you can create something truly one of a kind. Pick from iconic lure shapes like the Booyah One Knocker or the Bandit 100, to name only a few. And have it custom autographed just the way you want it. It's fun, it's personal, and it's only at the brand new Bass Pro outpost. Swing by today and make your own custom lure.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert.
This is Matt.
This is Raleigh, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
We are the only family, alumni, and locally owned Razorback store. We went to school here. We live here. We get what every Razorback logo means.
Plus, we're the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, and almost every item that comes into our store has our stamp of approval. We want the best graphic on the best item, and that's what sets us apart.
Whether it's pennants, fan cave items, or other clothing, we take the time to get it right.
Hey, Dad, do you know what they call a pallbearer from Tulsa? No, what?
Karaoke.
Matt, that's my job to do the dad joke.
Well, you said you were going to retire someday, so I should start practicing.
Anyway, you can stop by the Stadium Shop at 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville next to Baum Walker Stadium.
Or you can call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Or if you can't get to Fayetteville, you can check us out on the Googleator at shoponrazorback.com.
Dad, you actually got most of that right. How'd you do that?
Well, if you're going to do the dad joke, then I need to step up my Googleator knowledge.
There's no hope for you, is there? Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
I look forward to being there, and I can hardly wait to hear Woo Pig Suey.
This is the Morning Rush.
What could you do with $10,000? Well, now's as good a time as any to find out. It's time for our very first Wrath Big Ath 10K Summer Giveaway, brought to you by Wrath Auto Resources. Just visit us at 4515 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith and enter to win $10,000. While you're here, check out any one of our great road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles, inspected, reconditioned, and backed by comprehensive warranty. It's the Wrath Big Ath 10K Summer Giveaway, brought to you by Wrath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, WrathAutoFortSmith.com. No purchase necessary. See dealer for complete rules.
Do you have sleep apnea? Are you tired of dealing with a CPAP every night? The noise, the constant cleaning. Is your wife telling you she can't take the noise anymore? Dr. Bo Sparkman at Valley Family Dental Practice, Fort Smith, can help you with sleep apnea with a custom dental appliance that allows you to get rid of that annoying CPAP. Dr. Sparkman has years of experience and has treated hundreds of patients just like you. Call for your appointment today, 226-3500. Get rid of your CPAP with Valley Family Dental at Riley Farm in Fort Smith and Roland, Oklahoma.
Introducing Taco Bell's new jalapeno citrus salsa with bright citrus, real red jalapenos, guajillo chiles. Usually, you add sauce to the food, but when the sauce is this good, the food is just there to get the sauce to your mouth. That rolled quesadilla, not a rolled quesadilla anymore. Now it's a sauce shovel. Taco Bell's jalapeno citrus salsa. Get it with any item on the Cantina chicken menu while it's here. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only while supplies last. Contact store for availability.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
COP CDL Academy is a licensed federal motor carrier safety administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050, COP CDL Academy.
We're keeping Arkansas beautiful. Want to lend a hand? Don't be afraid to get them dirty. Every day, volunteers around the state are picking up litter, planting trees and wildflowers, recycling, and more. You know what these volunteers need most? Help. Volunteer today at keeparkansasbeautiful.com. Learn more about all our programs. A message brought to you by the Keep Arkansas Beautiful Commission, this station, and the Arkansas Broadcasters Association.
Summer is here and adventure is calling. Visit Southern Tire Mart for a new set of Yokohama tires to get your vehicle ready for summer travels. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let Southern Tire Mart ensure your vehicle is ready for the open road. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Interested in grabbing a couple of burgers? Those are good burgers, Walter. Archer Burger, my God.
This is CJ's Trivia Tuesday, presented by CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers in Fayetteville and Russellville.
I got the shakes that'll make you quit. I got the fries that'll cross your eyes. I got the burgers that'll... Just the burgers.
When all you do are burgers, they have to be the best.
The annual Georgia-Florida game is going to be played away from Jacksonville the next 2 years, Atlanta this year, Tampa next year. What is it called? For a $25 CJ's Butcher Boy Burger gift card, what is this rivalry called between the Georgia Bulldogs and the Florida Gators? Annually played in Jacksonville. They've got the stadium stuff they're working on. Got 20 or so seconds to text in at 877-377-6963. Another rivalry game. I know you want to go to see Texas and Oklahoma and Dallas, Tommy, but this would be another fun rivalry game to go to within the league.
Yep, and hopefully you get invited to some of what it's called. That'd be good.
All right, congratulations, Casey. You've won the CJ's Trivia Tuesday gift card. $25, the best burgers, fries, and shakes in all of Arkansas at CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers.
Have you seen the all-new Bass Pro Shop outpost on Bass Pro Drive off Rogers Avenue? Step inside and check out the Pradco store